Segment 6.1. California does not collapse loudly. California did not fail all at once. It slipped. That was why the White Knights had been there for decades, without names, without flags, without credit. They moved at 3 in the morning, when cities tell the truth. A White Knight team stood beneath what the public called a flood control channel and what the maps labeled obsolete. The structure predated the state, the grid, and most of the laws governing either. "Resonance stable," said Mara, team led, eyes on a handheld array that did not measure power but coherence. "Surface narrative still blaming weather," another replied. "That will hold for now. They were not here to stop fires. They were here to stop cascade failure." Segment 6.2. The infrastructure beneath the narrative. The team descended through a service shaft that had appeared on no public blueprint since 1913. Below them, stone corridors widened into something older than the aqueduct system. Water flowed gently, guided not by pumps but by grade, geometry, and memory. "This system was never meant to maximize throughput," Mara said. "It was designed to survive neglect." She placed a palm against the wall. Sensors confirmed what she already knew. Balance intact. Energy routing dormant but responsive. Maintenance layers sealed but accessible. "These cities didn't collapse because they were fragile," she said. "They collapsed because someone stopped listening to them." Segment 6.3. The compromised layer above them. A different team met in a glass conference room. Emergency declarations. Infrastructure modernization contracts. Asset consolidation plans. A man in a suit tapped the table. "We can't keep patching legacy systems. They're inefficient." He believed that. That was the problem. White Knight intelligence watched quietly. "They're not malicious," said one observer. "They just don't understand what they're dismantling." Mara shook her head. "They understand efficiency. They don't understand resilience." Segment 6.4. The quiet intervention. The White Knights didn't argue. They rerouted. Water flow adjusted subtly. Load stresses redistributed. Micro-failures absorbed instead of amplified. When the next wildfire surge hit, the city bent instead of breaking. Reservoirs held longer than models predicted. Evacuation corridors stayed open. Critical facilities retained power despite grid failure. Public officials took credit. White Knights didn't object. Credit destabilizes stewardship. Segment 6.5. The old system responds. Something unexpected happened. The ancient system recognized maintenance. Resonance deepened. Energy losses decreased. Structural fatigue readings dropped below historic baselines. A junior technician stared at the data. "It's improving." Mara nodded. "These systems heal when cared for." She paused, then added quietly, "Just like civilizations." Segment 6.6. A line is crossed. The alert came mid-operation. Unauthorized access attempt. Extraction signatures detected. Surface authority credentials used improperly. "They're trying to claim the lower corridors as abandoned assets," someone said. Mara's expression hardened. "They think emergency law overrides stewardship." She activated a beacon, not a weapon, not a signal. A boundary. The corridors responded. Permits failed. Access doors refused to open. Sensors fed back false positives to surface systems. Legally, nothing broke. Physically, nothing moved. The city itself declined participation. Segment 6.7. The White Knight rule before withdrawal. Mara recorded a single line in the log. Stabilization successful. Narrative remains intact. Extraction delayed. A junior asked, "How long do we keep doing this?" Mara looked back down the corridor. "As long as necessary," she said. "Or until they remember cities aren't machines to be owned." Above them, the headlines would read about climate, weather, mismanagement. Below them, the city slept, protected by people history would never name. And somewhere beyond time, Lyra observed with approval. "Stewardship is returning," she said. Slowly. Quietly. Correctly. End of California Stabilization Segment. Global Robotics Corporation. Robert Coley.